Okay, we are now streaming. Thank you for handling the technical parts of this. Zoom's great, but there's a whole lot of buttons. Thank you so much for those of you who are attending. This is our second public comment period for our police reform plan. Madison County Sheriff's Office put a draft plan out last week. We are accepting public comments about that draft plan so we can make some revisions before we present it to the full board for approval, and then we would submit it to the state. Again, for those of you who might not know, but there are some of the things that we highlighted in our plan was a focus on mental health. The Sheriff's Office over the next 3 years is committed to having its full-time deputies receive crisis intervention training, which is already currently going on, but this way more deputies would be part of that training as well. It's something with our mental health department, as well as other police agencies in our community. CIT trains officers on how to handle emotionally disturbed individuals in a variety of situations in the community. Another focus of mental health is the call diversion policy that is being put together by the Madison County Mental Health Department and our E911 Center that will be beginning in March of 2021. The Sheriff's Office also put in the plan, which we discussed last night, and we thank you for your comments, for those who commented on it last night, that we're looking into a new records management software so we could better produce reports on dates and demographics and other things. So we have done this in the past. The Sheriff's Office has been looking into this for a few years. Unfortunately, there hasn't been funding for it to make that a possibility over the past few years. So that is something we are trying to pursue again this year and in the future to better our system. Also, the Sheriff's Office has amended its complaint process. And again, we appreciate people for their comments over the past, in email and in last night. And we are looking into putting some information on our website on how people can do that complaint process, a mailing address, a phone number, and a form online. So we'll make sure those things are available. We are working on the website for that. It just may take a couple days for us to get it up. And I will now turn the meeting over to Mark Simone, the County Administrator.
Thank you, Samantha. Thank you to everybody who is participating in the meeting today. We had a nice turnout last night, a lot of good conversation at last night's meeting. A lot of nice ideas and thoughts, and as Sam said, that we are looking to incorporate already some of those ideas and thoughts into the plan as suggested by members of the public last night. This time is now for the members of the public on this forum. I see we have a few folks on. I didn't have anybody sign up to speak, but I'm open to allowing anybody that would like to speak up to 3 minutes for comment period, and then we'll go to the next person. So I see Chris had her hand up.
I signed up to speak.
Oh, you did? Okay, sorry, Chris.
I'm the only one, I guess.
Go ahead.
You are, Chris.
Thank you, sorry.
Sorry, Chris, go ahead.
I thought I did that. Okay, so I just wanted to take this time to clarify something, because I think we have some confusion, and I think we're talking at each other, but we're not understanding each other. And when HARC says, Hamilton Area Anti-Racism Coalition says racism, that you hear that we're accusing you of being members of the KKK or some other white supremacist organization. Well, that's what I used to think racism was. But through educating myself and years of hard work, I've come to recognize that systems in this country are built to benefit white people, and that's what systemic racism is. It's coded into our language. It is subconscious, and these biases affect all people, not just Black people. At the meeting yesterday, concern was expressed that the socioeconomic disparities are more pressing than racial disparities in our county. I agree. We do need to address socioeconomic disparities and socioeconomic biases, but these do not exist apart from racial disparities. One great thing about addressing systemic racism is that it will benefit all people if we eradicate it. Policing in America was born out of slave catchers. The fact that police carry guns, which they are consistently trained to use with lethal force, and that Black people in America are pulled over and even killed by police at a higher rate than their percentage of the population is the reason that police are targets of reform. But the training to undo systemic racism does not exist in your proposal, and that is what we are asking for. We need to dig deep into our souls to do that work. Police work can be dangerous, and it is okay to be afraid when doing dangerous work. But the fact that our culture for centuries has taught us to be afraid of Black people, and especially of Black men, means that this is something that exists in an officer's mind when they are interacting with Black people, whether they realize it or not. The inclination to lock your car doors or roll up your windows when in certain neighborhoods, often Black neighborhoods, is racism. This is the racism that we are talking about, that Executive Order 203 is aimed at addressing, and it is deep-seated and it will take time to eradicate. As a white person, it is difficult to understand how it feels to be a person of color in America. It's hard to understand what it means to be pulled over and to fear for your life, to not feel like the police are here to protect you. The thin blue line is a representation of the divide. An us against them mentality, good versus evil, very clearly defined. The problem is that in real life, good and evil are not so clearly defined. The lines are blurry and they zigzag. Your work with mental health and substance abuse organizations shows that you recognize that this line is not clearly defined. That said, we are not saying that you're doing a bad job. We are asking that you do better. We want you to do better for all of the residents of Madison County, as well as for yourselves. Undoing systemic racism will allow us all to live better lives. It is for this reason that we are asking that you include a plan to address systemic racism in your proposal. Thank you so much for letting me speak today.
You're welcome, Chris. I gave you some extra time too, because you're going good there. So
Sorry.
I didn't want to cut you off. So
I appreciate that.
not a problem. Not a problem. Is there anybody else that would like to speak? We have a few other members of the public on. If you do want to speak, just please turn your video on. And if nobody else wants to speak, I'll add this out there again. If folks want to have any written comment to the committee and to the board, I'd ask that you get that to us by March 1st. We're going to have a meeting on the 2nd with our Criminal Justice Committee meeting. That will be, and we will have that open. That meeting will be open to the public as well on our YouTube page. But yeah, if anybody has any comments or anything, and if there are folks that could not attend today's meeting or last night's meeting, please give me a call here at the county, 366-3071, and we can try to make arrangements. Alan, you have a comment?
Yes, I would just like to associate, I'm from Alan Smith from the ARC at Cazenovia, Anti-Racism Coalition Cazenovia. And I just want to associate myself with what Chris said. I think that was brilliantly put together, and so much in alignment with what we are about. So I appreciate what she said. And to fill out the rest of my 3 minutes, I would repeat everything she said. But then again, we heard it. So thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Alan. Appreciate it. Okay. Like I said, if anybody wants to talk, or if anybody needs any additional comment time, definitely let me know. We're open to being transparent and open. We want to hear from our public. I encourage you to definitely put your comments in writing, or if folks want another opportunity, please call me and we can work something out. But I thank you all for your comments, excellent comments from the public, and we will continue to look at ways to improve our plan as we have our final draft go to the committee and to the board of supervisors at March 9th for approval, so we can get it done by the end of the deadline period here at the end of the month. I do see that we have a person signing in late. I'm just gonna Make sure that. I don't have. A new person just came on. Does it have a name identifying? Anything to add to the public comment period?
It's Louise Brownsmith. I just joined. I'm a little late, so
Okay.
I don't have anything to say right now.
Okay, so we're just actually wrapping up. We had two comments from the public. So if you had anything you wanted to add, we'd be happy to hear it. If not, hearing no other comments, I would close the public comment period. Again, thank you all, and great comments, great feedback. We really appreciate it, and we'll continue to work on the plan, and you'll see another updated draft. That way, we'll keep stuff. Sam will keep stuff going up on the website. So, Sam, anything you want to add, or Sheriff?
No, as the plan's updated, I will get it up. I'm hoping to have a more thorough, with a lot of the edits that we are doing, a more thorough draft, hopefully up by March 1st.
I'd like to thank everybody for their comments. We are listening in Madison County, and I am on board with everything you guys want to do to combat racism. And that's from your elected sheriff of Madison County. I'm on board. I talked to the major of the state police. He's on board. The state did not include any state agency with these mandates, but he wants to go to the meetings. And if you guys have suggestions for him, we can talk it over. You know, we come from different places. I got 30 years experience in law enforcement. Everybody has opinions, and somewhere in the middle, we can find common ground where we can make people happy. You know, I understand things you guys probably don't about police work, and there's reasons why we do specific things. But if we work together, we can help you understand, and you can help me understand things also that you want to get across. But if there's no dialogue, none of that happens. So we don't need to argue. We need to get together and talk. So thank you all very much. And Sam, again, outstanding job with what you did with this whole thing. Sam, in about 2 seconds this morning, put a comment section for complaints for internal affairs on our website. So, you know, that was one of the things John Bailey had mentioned also that he had hoped to get. I'm good with it. Like I said, I appreciate the suggestions. You guys have a good weekend and stay safe.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.